Hello, welcome guys.
Wait, we're live?
Are we? Oh, we are.
Yeah, we are. Huh. I wonder who did that on accident.
I regret nothing.
Quote unquote producer.
Well, howdy fucking duty.
Howdy guys.
It's Crew the Corpse and
Butthole the Clown.
Gaper's a Clown.
That was
That's
one of
the
my
wrong
names.
one. That was the wrong album I was gonna play.
Disclaimer, guys: the music in the background is not ours.
It belongs to Ministry. It is Psalm 69. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs.
Alright, today's guest,
I think that's
we
right one.
have the Green Rabbit Press.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to see them and interact with them, talk about their prints,
Yeah, very talented.
their
Fuck,
art,
look at this.
and I think they mostly do prints and all that stuff.
Yeah, but they still design it.
Yeah, and I think they do wood engraving. Oh, there he is.
They got wood.
First,
Right there. Yay.
chocolate. And we're gonna be on right.
Five, four,
There we
shit,
are.
there it is.
Yeah, I wish we had beers to drink with you, but
I wish I had something cold. It's fucking hot.
I can barely hear
man.
him.
How are you, Buck? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if you could hear us.
We're positive.
Yeah. How's your Saturday, bud? We didn't know exactly where you're based out of.
Yeah, we're in North Dakota.
Oh, damn.
Where the fuck is
So what time is it for you over there again?
9?
It's 9 p.m.
Damn.
And it's still like...
Yeah.
And it's still bright outside?
Oh, yeah, it'll be bright out to like 11.
What the fuck? That is weird.
What the fuck?
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's kind of a mind blower for me.
yeah, the land is so flat out here that like there's nothing that blocks the sun.
Okay, that makes
Wow.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's already, it's 7 already and the sun's going down almost completely. So
Yeah.
for it to be 9 o'clock over there, it's still bright as fuck. It's
And
wild.
Yeah.
it's still sunny by 11. Holy shit.
Yeah, like you could walk outside at 11 and it's still like you can see.
That's, damn.
Jeez.
I've never heard of that
That's-
before.
Fucking insane. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start with you, bud. Let's start with name and what do you do exact?
Well, I'm Josh Colbo and my wife is Nicole Colbo, and we co-own and operate Green Rabbit Press. So we're both artists and printers, and yeah, we just make stuff, and yeah.
Good.
All right, now blood type. Where were you born? Do you have any plots picked out? Because so I can visit them later. And yeah.
Well, I'm O negative, and I was born in Florida.
Florida. Oh, man. We've had a few guests from Florida.
Damn. So you're from a place where it's always just humid.
Right?
Yeah, and then yeah, I was there, and then I've lived in Wisconsin most of my life actually, and then now I'm in North Dakota. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
How is North
Kinda all
Dakota?
over.
I mean, I don't know much. Like, how's the weather?
We don't know jack shit about North Dakota.
Yeah. Is it always, is it,
yeah,
is it
it's the state everyone knows the least.
There's some offshoot.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. You asked what about weather? Well, right now summer's okay. It's kind of hot this summer. It's like 90 degrees, but there's always wind pretty much. So at least there's like always a breeze, and it doesn't get super humid because it's usually pretty windy. But winters suck. So like not this last winter, but the winter before, I think it was like -70 with the wind chill.
Yeah. So, for sure.
Yeah,
having snow.
Yeah, that's like, when they talk about like winter can kill you, yeah, it actually can here. So,
I like to see winter try.
well,
I think I
you got
would
about
lose.
Yeah, you got about 5 minutes, so.
Fog 5 minutes.
What if I go out there butt naked?
Three and a
Yeah.
half?
Yeah, probably.
There's gonna be frost on my hair and everywhere else.
Yep, perhaps. Yeah, exactly.
Gross.
All right, well let's get into this good.
What got you two started?
Well, ever since I could hold a Crayola, I've always wanted to be an artist. So
That's
no,
almost the same answer that everybody else has. Like, well, as long
Yep.
as I can remember, I've always drawn. I've always had a feeling. But,
Yeah.
hey, that's how everybody starts.
yeah, that's basically. I mean, I think that's how anybody starts anything. Is that there's just some kind of inexplicable compulsion to do something, whatever it is, and then some people kind of have the balls to pursue it, and some people don't. So that's it's kind of just how it ends up going.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but yeah, so I mean, yeah, I've just always, like, as a kid, I didn't want to go outside. I wanted to like draw and like color and stuff, and then I just kept that going and went to college. Got my BFA in art, got my master's in art, and so it's yeah, something that I've obviously wanted bad enough to spend way too long in school to try and do. But
Damn.
When did your whole press started to happen? I think it
Oh well, his wife does it too. So when did she get started with all this?
well, I started Green Rabbit Press in 2014. So I graduated from undergrad in 2011, and then I officially started Green Rabbit Press in 2014, and then I spent a long. That was kind of like at a weird time where like social media was definitely there, but I was being like, I don't know, stubborn and refused to like get a smartphone. And so I didn't like, I was doing stuff on Facebook and stuff, but like trying to like generate activity, but it like wasn't. I was doing a lot of things, but they're all kind of like the wrong things for kind of generating, some kind of audience for art or whatever. And then I came out to North Dakota in 2015, and then went to University of North Dakota for their graduate program, and to get my master's degree, because my goal was to actually teach printing, and but you need a master's degree to do that, to teach college level printmaking. And then that's where I met my wife. She was an undergrad, and so yeah, yep, that's how that started. So and then when you spend
click from there.
yeah, well, I mean, when you spend a lot of time together, like in the print shop, making stuff, just stuff happens. So yep, and then she kind of jumped on board, I guess, after we were like seriously dating for a while, and then obviously she jumped on board when I proposed, and then yep, so we kind of just segued her, like it was just me for Green Rabbit Press, and then like, well, you're already doing this thing too, so you don't need to start up this whole like website. We'll just put all your stuff on mine, and then yeah.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Oh.
I mean, that's cool. You don't see couples really getting involved with their arts together, like making a business together. It's usually one type of thing. So
yeah, whenever it's like people who are close or related, usually it goes bad. But damn, it's working out for you guys. Good.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a level of we kind of, it's all about just communication and stuff, and we haven't really, like, she does her art, I do my art, we don't super like collaborate on anything, not for any particular reason other than we just haven't had like time to do it. So, but I mean, that helps too, because I could see how if you're working on something together, not every couple can do that, just clashing of egos and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So we just haven't like gone down that road, not because we can't, we just haven't had time to pursue that avenue yet. But But yeah, there's definitely not a lot of art couples. We know one out in California who had like a very like legit art business, and they've been together since like yeah, they met in college and they've been together and they're a pretty big deal. So I mean, it
What's
happens.
their you know
They're
their
they're
handle?
the yep, they're the Little Friends of Printmaking.
Uh, who was it again?
The Little Friends of Printmaking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear
I never heard of
So
that.
Yeah, you
yeah,
might
so
check
they're
them out and see what's
yeah,
up.
yeah, they're definitely. I mean, their stuff is definitely a lot more general audience approved, I would say. So, which I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's an avenue they decided to take, and they definitely made it their own. But you know, they don't have like I don't know skulls and insects, devil girls. They don't have that kind of stuff in their art. So we have a much
So
more
I
niche
have one here.
audience.
So nothing like that.
No, nothing like that.
Which is fine because I mean, I feel like we have
Yeah,
people
like
like that before, where it's not how you said, the things you just mentioned.
They don't have skulls.
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
people like that.
Or like it says on this one, violence.
Violence.
Yeah.
Violins.
What I've noticed about your guys' work, the thick lines. The lines are really thick, and I like that a lot. I like really bold lines.
Mm.
Because I do it with my work as well, and it's there. You can tell it's really bold, thick lines.
He likes it really thick.
Yeah, and there's a lot of detailing as well, a lot of design going on in the background.
You know that's not what I meant, right?
Yeah, no. Dick.
Exactly. See, he gets it.
Yep.
So for
Yeah,
prints, you guys do like
It's
Prints,
just
right?
screen printing, right?
screen printing,
Uh,
or what exactly?
so the newer stuff that we've done is pretty much all screen printing. So if you go way back in time on our Instagram feed, you'll see some black and white prints that are lino cuts. So just another form of printmaking.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean basically we're very hardcore into like traditional printing. So none of it's a digital print or anything. So there's no computer printing involved. I mean, we do all the printing so just because we like the process, and there's something like really tactile when you see these things like in person that digital prints just, in our opinion, and it's just our opinion, but digital prints don't have like a tactile quality to them. So, and we just really like that about screen printing, where you can physically see layers of ink on the page or on the paper. And so, like, that's just cool to us. And so we like to try and just show that off. And not everyone can screen print. Not everybody knows what screen printing is. And so it's one of those things that just kind of helps make us a little more unique in like the venues we go to and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does make it, well, a lot different. Not a lot of people do it. That's one thing that caught our attention, because we've seen the screen printing and it was like, the fuck? That's pretty crazy. That's actually pretty different. And how you said it would
especially
look different,
now.
you see the different layers.
Yeah, I mean, when you like start layering colors of ink, because each layer of ink just needs a different screen, and so you have to physically layer ink on top of each other, as opposed to like computer printing. It drops little ink blobs onto the paper in a coordinated grid, and then those mix together, and then that creates the colors. I mean, it's just a very different process, and it just looks different. It just feels different, and I mean, screen printing is not for everybody. Digital printing isn't for everybody. So, and we're not trying to knock digital printing. This is something we kind of accidentally run into with a lot of illustrators. We'll do like digital prints, which is fine. Like, we have no qualms against anybody who does digital prints, but just for us, we just love the process and the way it looks, and just on the paper, and so that's just us.
It's okay. You can say it. Your way is superior.
Well, I mean,
okay. We won't
I
judge
mean,
you.
I will say that, you do approach making an image differently when you know you have to print it, and you don't just get to hit like Control P in, Adobe to make something. It changes how you just approach image making in general. So that's just kind of it. But to each their own. We also spend a lot of time making prints as opposed to just ordering them from a print supplier. So,
Yeah, because
we
working
just
with screen printing, I've done it a little bit. Not as clean as you two, but I've done it a little bit. That it's a real bitch to make sure the lines are fully like coated and everything. I don't know your process. I don't know if you use the UV type of shit or if you
Yep.
actually hand painted on. Because the one
No,
that
we
I
don't
used
do.
before was the hand painted one.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah, that was a bitch to do. Make sure it was every little
yeah,
square in the screen was just filled. It was just motherfucker. It was just a
yeah,
pain in the ass.
yeah. I mean, that process is cool for like a very fine art, maybe approach. That's the stop out. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And yeah, where you paint on the screen and it looks cool, but it's like, man, yeah, to like register a bunch of colors and it's something that it's like, man, if I had like a month to like figure out one print, this might be kind of cool, but I don't have that kind of time. So yeah, so
Yeah, because that's
we use
very
the
time
photo
consuming. So you
emulsion.
do use the UV one.
Yep, so we print our own films and then we expose the screen to light and then wash it out and all that, and then the stencil's in there and then we just print it up.
That's awesome. That is fucking awesome.
Going
Yeah, I
back
mean
to where you say,
we think so.
when you're saying it's better to see the lines and all that, it's kind of how when I painted on my Volkswagen, my old rat rod, my bug. I have these clowns I painted on the side of the doors. It's Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal, and people trip out. They think it's a vinyl sticker or a magnet.
Hmm.
I'm like, no, it's all hand painted. You can see the hand strokes and
Yep.
all that. And people trip out because you actually
acrylic?
see it. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
acrylic too. It's acrylic and the metal and the rust absorbed it, and it looks badass. So I
Yeah.
can understand when you say that it's just better when you see it's all hand painted and the ink and all that shit. So
Yeah.
for me, I understand when you say that stuff.
Yeah, and
But it's badass. It's really
there's
badass.
something that happens when you when you take something that's like it was a drawing, now I'm going to turn it into this print. Like there's something that kind of transforms every time you like change the medium, or you change like just change something about it. It's something that I've noticed about digital prints. You don't get that kind of transformation like
Mm-hmm.
that happens, because like when you make something into a screen print, like you have to anticipate how your pencil drawing is going to translate into a screen print, and it just changes. So it kind of transforms from one thing to this new thing that's kind of different. Sometimes it's unexpected. You kind of don't get that when you do digital prints. It's just, oh, I made this thing in, a digital file. Now I'm just going to print it. And there's not a lot of like transformation in that. So, I mean, that's just us. We're being print nerds and we're just art nerds. And that's just something that we care about. It's not even important. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the art. It's just something that we think about when we do stuff that, we spend a long time in academia, and that's why like we think about that kind of stuff.
And then again too, like with us being with two people, it makes it easier as well having two mindsets and having two people involved just to manage things a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been told that it's much harder when they're by themselves, when they're doing podcasts or something else.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, because sometimes like somebody can see something that you can't, or you're too close to something that you can't step back and like get the big picture, but somebody who's maybe not as emotionally tied to it can be like, oh, hey, maybe think about changing this, and they'll just toss it that's like a suggestion out there like flippantly, not even thinking, and you're just like, oh my god, that's it, like problem solved. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely that level of, you know, that's one advantage to us, I would say, or just having, you know, I guess a permanent studio buddy, if you want to like, look at it like that.
We've done that before, where we catch little details, or we notice something, or we, you know, if one's not on the social media organizing stuff or something like that in that nature, there's always one on it still communicating with people. So it definitely comes in clutch when having
definitely like a joint venture. So yeah, you kind of end up, you can fill in the gaps, you know, for each other and that kind of feel. So
yeah, it comes in handy. And plus it's kind of weird, well, in our case, whenever we're on here and we're actually talking to everybody, it's just funny because I can still see him typing. He'll just pop up and be like, what the hell? I didn't put that on there.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
He'll do the same thing. He'll be like,
what the fuck? There's like a ghost is typing for me.
I didn't say that. So, how long, I want to ask you this, look at that. Oh my god. How long, for something like this, how long would that take to properly screen print?
So, all right, that was like our last big print release that we did before our kid was born. So that thing I drew that in Procreate, which is a digital drawing app for the iPad.
Yeah.
So yeah, did the whole drawing, did like the color scheme and all that, and then screen printing. I think that thing is 9 or 11 layers. The Cyber Bunny.
Damn. That's a gang.
Or 10, something like that. I think it was,
I thought that.
Yeah, so, well, and it's kind of one of those things where, like, we like to show off the process, like, a little bit, but we also don't want to make it about the screen printing process. Like, we want it to still be about, like the image, but we also don't want it to, like, look like a digital print. We want it to look like a screen print, so... But yeah, I think there's like 10 layers on there. So that means there's 10 different screens that had to be, you know, burned and printed individually. That print's kind of unique too, because we got a new type of paper that we've never used before. It's like a blue metallic paper. So, and that's kind of one of those things that you can't show that shit off on like social media. Like, not really. I mean, you really just got to see it to like, you know, appreciate the fact that, you know, it's on like metallic paper. So, but yeah, it's on metallic paper, and then yeah, there's, I mean, yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, unfortunately we haven't quite been able to make a living off of art. So, I mean, we still both work day jobs, and so it's kind of one of those where art just fills in like the gaps of, you know, at night when we get home and then on the weekends. So that print then is just, you know, maybe it's basically, it could take about, just to print one layer could take like a couple hours. Mostly that's just preparing to print. The actual printing takes like maybe 10, 15 minutes. But, you know, there's making sure all of those colors, you know, register to the correct place, and so that that way all 10 layers line up correctly, and then just washing out screens, coating new screens, burning new screens, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's one crazy process.
That's a fuck ton of work.
Yeah, it is.
Kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
Hearing that,
holy shit.
I got a lot of those, like, God damn, like, you gotta do this, that, like, oh.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah, and that's just the printing.
Like, painted on, because it's pretty much the same result, but it's a completely different process. I mean, when they're doing multiple layers, multiple colors, you need different screens. It's like fuck, and then you got to do all of that and prep, and then the color, then the line everything up. Jeez.
Yeah.
I would have gotten stressed out real fucking quick.
You would have broke something.
Yeah, I would have.
He would have gone into motherfucker.
I would have jumped off the building and did a flip while.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, it's a process that's very easy to pick up, but very difficult to master.
Mm-hmm. I assume, dude, because holy fuck, I'm pretty sure it takes a couple of years too to get a hang of it and not really stress about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, luckily we're just pretty chill, or we just understand. Like when you've printed enough times, you just know hey, this could go real bad, like real fast,
real quick.
So, but at the same time, it's like, but you know what? I'll just coat new screens and we'll just start over. Yeah, we lost some money on some paper, but we'll just order up some more paper and we'll just start over. So it's not the end of the world, but. You of course try to minimize the amount of variables to like make sure that shit doesn't happen, but sometimes like who knows, like somebody farted wrong and then
wow.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, what inspires your art style?
I was literally about to ask that because I wanted to show this because I'm digging this one.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
Those are kind of your
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah, I'm digging this one.
Okay, so that project is ongoing. So what that's going to be is, for some reason, I decided that, I don't know why, but I'm going to do 12. That number is completely arbitrary. But I'm going to do 12 screen prints of basically, I would say, influential metal bands, and then somehow represent them with pinup girls. I don't know, just my idea. So yeah, so I have like an ongoing list, and I kind of use TikTok to kind of like toss out there, get people to like toss some bands at me to see like kind of where people felt like this project should go, and then I think that account got banned.
What?
So
what
the second
fuck?
account, yeah, they don't like boobs on TikTok apparently. So
Yo, but there's like so much worse shit that goes on TikTok.
yeah,
It's retarded.
I don't know. TikTok
what was
is
it?
weird.
I remember seeing a while ago somebody at work was like, "Hey, look at this shit," and it was actual fucking porn.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that shit was on there.
On TikTok?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, look at this. And he showed me some other shows. Like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Really? Dude, we're on the clock.
but I mean, like that's changed a little bit now. They're kind of cracking down on that kind of like content and stuff. But yeah, so now I got to kind of be careful with what I show on TikTok, or just super like, censor out the like all the naughty bits, or even potentially naughty bits. So, but
Fuck
yeah,
that.
yeah, it's just all about playing the game. Like I don't get super nostalgic about it. Like I utilize TikTok purely as a way to just like, oh, all the kids are on here, perfect. Toss our art on there, see what happens. So, but yeah, so that project is ongoing, and so it's the 12 Metal Maidens is what I'm calling them. So that
Nice.
one's based off of Iron Maiden, obviously. So yeah, it's yeah. So I mean, why not start there? Basically, the greatest metal band ever. So, but yeah, just taking inspiration from like the song lyrics, from my own whatever, just inspiration of like other artists and stuff like that. The color palette is kind of ripped off of from 2 or 3 of the Iron Maiden album covers. So, and then of course just making it kind of like cohesive. So, and obviously there's a gigantic Iron Maiden, like literally the torture device is obviously in there. So that's a big like giveaway. But yeah, so I mean,
so music is a big inspiration.
Yeah, I mean.
Your stuff.
Yeah, definitely for me, with like in part of like the metal scene and all that. So, yeah, it's kind of like it's a weird. Yeah, inspiration just comes like from like the weirdest stuff sometimes. Sometimes it's like super obvious, like the Iron Maiden one where it's just like, yeah, let's like, oh, Charlotte the Harlot is like a great song on like the first album. Like, yeah, let's like make a print about that. Sure. So, and sometimes it's just super weird, obscure stuff where it's like, oh, let's do this thing, like the Cyber Bunny thing. Like, I mean, that one you just pulled up, like, I don't even
Yeah.
know. Like, there's a bunch of kids super into anime, and I'm like, I don't know, Cyber Bunny, sure. So, yeah,
um,
inspiration comes from from weird stuff.
It's like, why the hell not? You just get that
Yeah,
moment, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
I
yeah. I
also
mean,
saw wood engravings too. Your stamps.
yep.
That I was always a big fan of wood engravings
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of wood.
because I could assume that it's not easy also to do that as well. I don't know. Do you guys make those yourselves or is there?
So those are lino cuts. So yeah, they're all hand carved into sheets of like artist grade linoleum, and then yep, you
Okay.
roll it up with ink and then run it through a printing press, and yep. So yeah, that's what I was doing, um, kind of before all the screen printing stuff. So that would be, I would say, like that's the stuff I was when I was still like in college. So all my academic stuff, where because I was, when you're in academia, you have to, philosophize about your art, and you have to justify why it exists, and you have to just do all this weird stuff about, talking about it and talk about art theory and how your art fits into the theoretical whatever nonsense about art. And so I was trying to like, well, I'm going to do political satire. I'm going to do lino cuts. And oh yeah, but I want to dress Lady Liberty up as a stripper.
I
And
remember seeing that. I remember seeing that.
so, well, I mean, if you scroll far enough back, yeah, you'll see some Lady Liberty like pinup girls. And there you go. Yeah, that was part of my master thesis for for my master's degree. So
What
Nice.
obviously I was not the most popular graduate student
I
in my
was gonna say, I
program.
wonder what they were thinking about you when they saw your work.
Well, yeah, a lot of the female professors were not fans for sure.
What?
What's so weird about it though is like I actually taught printmaking for 2 years while I was still in school, and like all of the students were just like, "Oh, this shit's so badass! Like we've never seen anything like this." I'm like, "I know, right? It's so cool! Like you could do this too." And they're like, "Oh yeah, great, awesome!" So like all the students were like totally into it, and they totally got it. Like they didn't think I was being like misogynistic or anything like that. They just thought like, oh yeah, you're just making a political statement about America. I'm like, yes, exactly. And all the professors were basically just like, yeah, you're a 13-year-old boy who's jerking off in his bedroom. I'm like, thanks. I'm,
Did
and
they told you that exactly, or what do they?
no, they just thought basically I was just a misogynistic pig. So yeah,
You're good job.
they just
Jeez.
couldn't get over the fact that like I dressed Lady Liberty up as a stripper and just gave her huge tits, and so yeah, they couldn't see past that part of it. So,
I'm gonna pull that one
but
up.
it is
Yeah, I went back far enough to see that original Lady Liberty.
Where the
It's
fuck
like
is it?
way in the bottom.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Way in the bottom.
Way in the bottom. Way,
Well,
If it looks weird, don't worry. I'm not doing anything dirty. I'm just flicking my bean.
yeah, that's fine. Whatever works.
So do you guys do those carvings still, or no? Or just that was just from back in the day?
I mean, we still can,
Like
but
So
yeah,
good.
with just with time and stuff like that. I mean, some of those carvings, depending on the size, I mean, they take a long time. So if for us, it just kind of doesn't make sense right now to keep doing that. It's screen printing is just so much faster.
Okay.
So it kind of it makes more sense to do that at the moment. So, but it's definitely something like if we ever like are able to like have some free time, it's something that, I would definitely like want to get back into. But until then, yeah, we'll just do. I mean, it's like any creative pursuit, you can have the thing you want to do, but if you just don't have the time or capabilities, you still got to be creative. Like you still need an outlet. So you kind of you do what you need to do to just get that creative whatever just out.
Would you? So let's say if someone does a commission for it, would you do it or no?
Yeah, so that's like the First Lady Liberty image. Like, yep, yeah, and it's supposed to be funny, but like I guess professors didn't think it was funny. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, then again, they're kind of this old-fashioned, old school
Yeah.
type of
Yeah,
traditional,
so that's kind of
orthodox type of way,
Yeah. So that's kind of like one downer.
That's fucking funny. Oh my god.
Yeah.
What did we tell Ben Russell about? If you ever offend anybody with your artwork, just tell them I made you feel something.
Yeah. There you go. So
you still graduated, so fuck it.
You did
yeah,
good.
yeah.
You did good.
Yeah, so obviously they didn't hate me that much, so.
Or maybe they did.
Yeah. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah, because I can speak from experience because I pissed off a lot of teachers.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, should he repeat the grades? Like, no, just let him keep going.
Yeah, just get him out. Let him go do his thing.
All right.
Get him out of here.
He's as smart as he's ever going to get. Thanks, teacher.
Yeah. Well, school's kind of.
Have you ever been to California? Because that's where we're based out of.
Yeah, no, I have not. I kind of want to go because there's so much stuff out there. It's kind of crazy. Like, I was born in Florida, but I've pretty much lived in the Midwest my entire life, and there's stuff here, but there's not a lot of stuff here. So it's, and there's definitely it's pretty conservative, and there's not a lot of room for alternative ways of living.
In a way.
Kinda, yeah. It's still pretty conservative Christian. So there's not a lot of, if you're gonna do anything not that. If you're doing art that's not, portraits of pets or family members or landscapes, you're kind of SOL. So,
Okay.
maybe if you live in like a major city like Minneapolis, Chicago, you will be okay. But if you don't live kind of there, you're kind of SOL. So we don't do a lot of stuff like locally. We pretty much just do, it's either online or we do, we like vend at events and stuff like that, but we gotta travel for that just to get out of the Midwest. So in like 2 weeks, we're going to Kansas City for a show. So, you got to go to somewhere that's kind of major to kind of like get away from the very conservative people up here.
So pretty much around there, if it's not popping up in a Hobby Lobby, they don't want it.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
No shit to Hobby Lobby. They sell a lot of useful shit, but not everything.
Yeah. Christian based, so
yeah,
sense.
they're Christian based, but still, fucking Hobby Lobby. They don't even do anything for Halloween.
I was gonna post this one, and I think they made a engraving of it too.
This one?
Yeah. I fucking love this one.
All right, just want to say, we're not political. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But this is just great. With that said, fuck Trump.
Yeah.
That's really clever. I would never have thought of putting dicks as horns.
That's really original. It's like, holy shit.
Oh,
dude.
There it is.
That's fucking crazy. Wait a minute, that's engraved? Holy shit!
Yeah. I wonder.
That's straight carved out.
So I want to know how big that is. It looks pretty big.
Yeah, it does look pretty big. Sick bastard.
Yeah, I've been told that a few times.
Yeah, so that's the actual carving. So that's the actual block that I carved, and then you roll it up with ink, and then lay the paper down, run it through the printing press.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Oh, okay. Is it like this big or?
I
think
big.
No, I mean no, it's actually it's pretty small. I would say. I think it's maybe 7 or 8 inches, like height.
Damn, that's actually.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually
pretty big.
Size.
Yeah, that's actually big.
That's pretty sick.
Oh man,
I want that because it's so fucking funny. Like I said, we're not political. We don't give a fuck about any of that shit. We've met people who are Republican and Democrat who are just pricks, and then there are some that are actually really cool.
Yep.
But,
yeah, it's definitely not. I mean,
yeah.
I guess if we had to pick a side, we would pick purple. Like we're somewhere in the middle. Yeah, we just don't like.
We're the lines that divide everything.
Yeah, and that also gets us into trouble too. Where like red and blue, they want you to pick a team, and we just don't want to pick a team because we don't agree with either one 100%. And so where does that leave us? Somewhere in the middle. So then like neither side wants us because we're kind of in the middle, and it's just like, well, yeah, but everyone should be in the middle. So because things are not that black and white. Sorry guys, like the world's pretty gray. So
oh shit.
Fuck, I was gonna say.
Well, I'll say real quick while he's thinking about what he's about to say.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, we're not political and all that, and like I said, fuck Trump. It just for that him as a person, he's just a piece of shit. I mean, I never noticed it before. I never gave a fuck, but then seeing like everything he was saying after he became president and all that shit, it's like, wow. This guy's just a fucker.
Yeah, it was definitely not something I felt the country needed at the time. And
nobody expected that either. Well, some people, maybe the people who knew him.
Yeah. So it was definitely one of those things where it's like, I guess with such divisive language, what good were you hoping to achieve? And maybe everyone really did think like, oh yeah, this is going to lead the country to a better place. But it's like, yeah, but things that were done and said hurt people, like hurt real people. So I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, how do you justify that, or how do you rectify that? I don't know, but that's kind of from what I observed, that's what was happening. And to be honest, I mean, if you watch any of like those like Stephen Colbert and all those guys, I mean, they kind of said it best. It's like he kind of just made it easy. Like they didn't have to do anything like to like make fun of him. Like he just did it himself, and they just basically just read out his stuff, and it was just perfect. And all the political cartoonists were just like, man, we can't even keep up. Like every day there's like 10 new things. Yeah. So I mean,
just him appearing, it makes it easy.
Yeah, kind of
on any program.
Not only his looks, I mean that's an easy shot, but god damn the shit he would say. It was astonishing that everybody was like, wow, you think we should do this type of shit? Like,
yeah, I mean, what is interesting as well is, and that was part of, I guess, with that, with getting into political satire, is trying to understand all sides of all kind of positions, and trying to wrap your brain around it. So there was research involved and really, if you're going to make a piece of art about any kind of topic, you should probably know that topic pretty well. So regardless of what it is, like if you're gonna make art about skulls, you should know everything about skulls.
Very true.
And in this case, like, yeah, I was just reading into, what was going on just historically, that through like the political process over like especially like the last decade, and then just kind of understanding why things got where they are now, and why even Trump got a shot at being president. And it's like, when you look back in history, you can see like, oh yeah, this was clearly coming. Like there's no doubt in my mind that there is a level of, especially like, I mean, it's kind of more obvious, I think, in the Midwest and the South as well, because those are more traditionally red voting areas, where it's like, yeah, you can just feel the anger that's just kind of brewing in people. And what's interesting is like, okay, well, where does that come from, and why? Like, just so I kind of talking to people about like, well, what really are your issues, and what are your concerns with like the nation, and blah blah blah. So yeah, it was definitely interesting, but at the same time, like, after spending several years doing that, it's like, man, you know what? I kind of just want to make a cyber bunny, because I'm really sick of, man, just because there's not, well, really, I was hoping like, oh, maybe like making this political stuff would like help. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it helped me, but it was more like, you know what, now I don't, nope, I don't even want them, because it's just not, people want to believe what they want to believe. They don't care about other people's opinions or stances on things. They just want to believe what they want to believe, and they're just waiting for their turn to talk. So,
and that's what happened.
Yep, and that's what happens when you divide the country into two teams, and then it's everybody versus everybody else, and yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, we for us, people like us, we just like to sit back, get a box of popcorn, and enjoy the shit show, and
yeah, kind of
not really be involved at all with it, and just watch it. That's all we could do. And
I like what George Carlin said about politics. You never seen that?
I
did. When he says, he's like, I'll complain about it, and then people tell him, well, you didn't vote. He's like, exactly. I didn't vote. You voted for this fucking guy, so I can complain about it. This is your fault.
Yeah.
You don't get to complain about it. I get to complain about it. You should shut the fuck up. Which is true. I mean, I don't vote. It's like, because whenever I do see it, I don't really pay attention to it. But whenever I do, I don't give a fuck about either of them. I don't give a fuck about any of them that are running. I mean, you can't relate to them on any level, so it's like, I don't fucking care about it. I really don't care about it. Either way, it's going to end up the same way. It's going to run down the same road. Although Trump did set the bar very fucking low.
Well, he definitely opened up a new avenue for the country to, take a turn, and that was definitely unexpected. So now I think a lot of people saw the country kind of heading in a general direction, and then we took a pretty hard left, or hard right, I guess. Maybe that's a better analogy. And so now it's like we're just trying to anticipate, because we all probably like had an idea where the country was kind of generally headed, but now we like took this detour, and now we're like maybe trying to get back off the detour, but now it's like, well, we kind of we're forging a new path here, and it was definitely not something anybody expected. Yeah. So there's that aspect too.
It's like if you survive the hills have eyes, you have to find another way to get back to the main road.
Yeah.
We're basically in the hills have eyes right now. We're just got off of it. I watch too much horror.
Enough politics. Let's get back to your wonderful art, man.
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck all that shit. I pulled up a Devil Girl, and
yeah, it's kind of my
I mean, hey, it's a wonderful cartoon. If I was a cartoon, I would definitely go after this Devil Girl. Just
should I be my man right now?
Are you fucking serious? No. You wait till you go home for that shit.
It looks too good.
See it?
Yeah, no.
She comes with a mask and padlock.
Exactly. See, you just fucking said it. That's exactly why.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think more like, I think so when I was I made a couple or maybe like 2 or 3, 4 of those kind of images. They're a little bit smaller. They're screen prints. And that was definitely like right after I graduated, where I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to watch the news. I don't want to nothing. I just want to make this devil girl, and it doesn't have to mean anything. It doesn't have to have any kind of artistic theory or artistic philosophy. It can just be like, that's it.
It's just a devil girl.
Yep. That's
just all it is.
Yep.
So, I know sometimes with some work it's better that way. That it doesn't have like a hidden meaning behind it.
Yeah.
It's just there for you to appreciate. It just makes it better.
I mean, there's definitely, there's not that there's no content to that kind of stuff, because there still is. I mean, obviously she's very erotic, and so there's definitely like, you start going down that avenue. There's obviously some kink memorabilia in there, so that goes down that avenue. So there's definitely content. There's stuff to think about and ponder. It's just, it's more fun. It's more fun.
I feel like your style, there's a big community for that. There's a big audience for your style. You would say pinup?
Yeah, it's like a pinup, but it reminds me of album covers.
Yeah.
It reminds me of some stuff that I've seen like that. And
or 90s,
you know, that actually is
comics.
a question too. Have you done any album covers? Have you ever been commissioned for any?
Album covers, no. I would say probably over the last year is probably when I've gotten the most commissions. Oddly enough, COVID was actually a really big, it was a bad thing for us, like personally, but it was a really good thing for our art careers. So we have mixed feelings about the whole pandemic, but yeah, like it forced everybody to go online basically because no one could go out. And so, I mean, that's when I like double, triple down on all of our online presence and just went to town. And that led to a lot of people like commissioning us over the last year. And right now that stuff has kind of died down just because I've had to take a step back with, like just having a kid and all that kind of stuff. So kind of focusing more on family right now, but like eventually, we'll get back into the circuit of being more, having online presence and stuff like that. But I would love to do an album cover. I've done 2 tattoo commissions, and otherwise it's mostly just people. Yeah, they just want basically like some kind of a pinup of their girlfriend, or like the one I just did was it's a Viking shield maiden pinup. So that's that's the most recent one I did.
I don't think a Viking? Have you seen that one?
Have I seen on here?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I. No, wait a minute. No. I think I have.
That would be.
Top, right?
Yeah. That one's pretty new. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're gonna pull it up real quick.
I'm just fingering my computer right now
and show you guys. Oh, that one.
Yeah. God,
damn.
Clean. Fuck, dude.
She even has freckles too. That's a nice detail.
So that's something I mean, if we want to talk about that one. So I just finished that up, like I think 2 days ago or something like that. So I felt bad because that guy commissioned that thing a while ago, and I super apologized. I'm like, hey, I'm like just having a kid. I'm not getting any sleep. Like, please don't be mad. He's like, don't worry, man, it's cool. So, but it's done. Yeah, thank you. So in 12 years, we will have a third studio assistant.
The more the better. Next thing you know,
that's right.
Have a whole crew. produce everything.
Hey, Daddy, what do you want me to do? Get me coffee.
That's right. Go wash out this screen.
Exactly. And
So
no, for real, when they grow up, they could be
Little
useful.
helpers.
Yeah, little helpers.
yeah, well, I mean, it's definitely something like I mean, neither of my parents or Nicole's parents are artistic, so we're kind of just like, man, what would that be like to grow up with like artsy parents? That's weird. So we kind of think like, oh, she's going to be like the cool kid, hopefully in school, because like, hey, what do your parents do? They're artists. What do your parents do? Dentists. So
No, that's true because my friend's mom's a painter, a really, really good ass painter, and it's crazy.
Really?
And yeah, she does like this texture. It's oils, but the painting has texture. It's weird as fuck.
sure.
And it's sick. And the fact that I found out that his mom was an artist, I was like, oh shit, that's like not really common at all. So
Yeah.
I really got intrigued by that when you mentioned that, and I saw her work in person. I was just blown away.
That's really not that common.
I don't think it is. I don't really see, like my friends, I don't ever hear about their mom or their dad painting or anything like that.
I thought that, I don't know why, just me thinking, I just thought about that. I never thought it was really that uncommon because my mom used to like draw. She played violin. She was in an orchestra and all kinds of shit.
Sure.
But yeah, she did shit like that. So then she free-handed the Led Zeppelin Angel.
God damn.
Big motherfucker too.
Yeah.
She had it. She was all proud. She was like, look at that shit. I was like, all right, you bought that. Where'd you get it from?
What a dick.
Hey, I was a kid. I was a little kid, and she was like, I didn't buy this. I made this. It's like, no, you fucking didn't. I couldn't help it. And she said, yeah, I really did. This took me so many hours to see went through the process. Like, goddamn. It was a big ass piece. It was like as big as a screen. It was pretty big, and it was just fully detailed. It was pretty insane.
Yeah.
I never thought that was that uncommon.
I don't think it's common.
Well, it's something that obviously, I mean, we've thought about more now, obviously, that we've become parents, where it's like, oh, shit, like, yeah. None of my friends in school, none of their parents are artists. Huh.
See?
Yeah, we're going to be like the weird parents that like have like the cool, that all the kids want to come to the house because it's like just an art gallery, like everywhere they go. So,
That's fucking
something.
sick.
Yeah, so that's like,
actually pretty cool.
it's like it's kind of a weird thing to like think about. Like, oh, yep. So that's a thing now.
Yeah, now that you're older, you're like, huh.
Yeah,
Well,
kind of.
Fucking insane.
I feel bad for my kids, if I have kids, friends, because they're just going to see a bunch of clown shit, and even mannequins dressed as clowns.
Still gonna be doing this shit. They're gonna see this.
Hey, what's up, guys? Want to come in?
Yeah.
Just walk in. Hey, what are you cum stays doing? How you doing? How's your parents?
So yeah, for something like that, dude, I would look forward as they grow up. You know,
My parents are artists. That actually sounds like it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Keep looking at this Viking, just noticing the little things like the hammer on the earring.
oh shit, I didn't even notice that. That's a hammer?
Yeah, it's a hammer.
Oh fuck, I didn't even notice that.
You didn't notice that?
Nope.
Oh yeah, that fucking hammer. She got a scar across her eye. I don't know if the raven's supposed to be meant for Odin's ravens, but that's the first thing that came to mind. It's pretty sick. Goddamn.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to develop your style exactly?
Oh man.
Too damn long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something to think about, and this is I guess like a teachable moment for anybody who's like listening to this. But if you're an artist, especially if you're younger, and everyone's got artists that they look up to or that they are influenced by for whatever reason. Doesn't matter what it is. But the art that you're influenced by and the artist who made that art that you're influenced by, they are more than likely, when they made that art that you're influenced by, are probably anywhere between 30 to 50 years old.
What?
And that's important to think about because they are at the pinnacle of their career. So if you like some artist, whoever it is, and you like this particular painting or whatever, they were probably anywhere between 30 to 50 when they made that. That means if you look back 10, 20, 30 years, you didn't see all the bullshit and all the shitty art they made to get to that point where they made the good thing that you like. So that's important. That's important to think about, because it's like, yeah, I've been drawing for basically my entire life. And I would say right now, I actually like the things that I'm making, or I'm making the things I want to make, if that makes sense.
No,
so
it completely, totally makes sense.
Yeah,
what you're
I
saying
mean,
right now.
I mean, I can show you sketchbooks from even like 5 years ago that are just, to me, they're just complete trash. So that's just kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, I think other kids maybe, or other, artists can develop faster. It just depends on the environment that you're surrounded by. So that can definitely take effect. So, but yeah, I mean, I would say, yeah, developing a style is pretty much just a lifelong pursuit of, you want something that has your fingerprint on it. So something that when everybody looks at it, they go, oh, that's this guy's. And it's just very clear that this is yours. And so that to me is like, I guess, style, or, a stylization, something that's like, if when somebody looks at it, they go, this is so-and-so's. And I know this is so-and-so's because of X, Y, and Z, or whatever.
Damn, dude, you're low-key inspiring me right now. You're making me want to draw and like go back on the drawing board.
I think you're also making him have a fetish for furries. Here's a pinup.
Hey, that's a new one. I have to look into that.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Right when I pulled it up, he's like, "Ooh, look at that!" It's like, "Ooh, I like that." It's like, dude,
You even got the gap going.
I noticed all your pinups. They all have like kissable lips, puppy lips and shit. It's fucking awesome. And then when I seen the bunny, that threw me fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Oh whoa.
I was looking like, damn man, just the detail put into everything. It just sick, and that's why I said down to the lips. They're straight up kissable lips. And then the bunny, and he started making sounds, so that yeah.
Like I said, if you're making people feel a certain way, you're actually doing a good job.
You're making them get a furry fetish.
Hey, whatever works. Whatever works.
You
don't know what a furry is?
No, I know what a furry is.
Oh,
but I'm saying, like, it just keeps adding to all the fucking shit that I'm slowly getting into.
Oh, fuck. Wow, it's already been an hour.
Yeah, it's already been an hour.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was quick. That was really quick. All right.
Oh, good times. Time flies when you're talking about art.
Did it get dark
behind you?
What's up?
Did it get dark in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We've been talking that long.
All of a sudden it gets dark. Hell yeah.
It's still some light over here, so what the fuck?
Yeah. But then, yeah, I think that's it, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, man, it's great. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely learned a lot of new stuff.
Any handles, any shout-outs that you want to put out there before we let you go?
I mean, well, you can find us. Our website is greenrabbitpress.com. So just all one word. Instagram is Green Rabbit Press. Facebook, Green Rabbit Press. TikTok is Green Rabbit Press. And
easy. Oh yeah.
Yep, and Patreon is Green Rabbit Press. So yeah, just branding. Green Rabbit Press. If you Google it, you'll find us.
Nice. You hear that, everybody? Go check that shit out. Go check out all the work. We've seen a lot that we weren't able to bring up because I mean this is a good conversation.
It really was.
And we just picked out some of the ones that were our favorites so far. So hey.
Yeah, if you guys want commissions from the Green Rabbit Press, hit them up. Either the ones you just mentioned.
How dare you fuck up their name?
Anyway, quick announcement for us. We have a giveaway coming up, so we're going to put that together and let you guys know. So we'll post that. And
yeah, we already got an idea for that to celebrate 500 fucking people following us, and apparently we're already up to 540.
Yeah, so it's going.
So, hey,
yeah,
awesome.
We were a little bit late.
Awesome.
So
just a little bit.
That's going on. But yeah, thank you, bud. We appreciate it. Just be safe out there and just take it easy and do what you do best.
And as for YouTube concerns, yeah, like, subscribe, play with our bells, stay notified, all that fun stuff. And don't forget, we do also have a Twitch where we're actually playing Resident Evil 8. It's just it's a pain in the ass. It's fun though. It's really fun.
But that is it.
So yeah, that's all.
Next time,
it's been fucking awesome having you, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Great being here.
All right. Well, till next time, guy. If you want to join again, just let us know. If you know anybody, just tell them to hit us up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But take it easy and be safe out there.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.